You're watching a free sample video from Teachers Test Prep. For videos like this one covering every area of your exam, visit us today at www.teacherstestprep.com.
When teaching fluency, we want to focus on three key things. We want to provide guidance, we want to allow time for practice, and we want to give feedback. So by guidance, we want to make sure that before we're focusing on the fluency part, we want to pre-teach vocabulary, making sure any difficult words have been reviewed, they know how to accurately pronounce them. We want to provide a lot of modeling of fluent reading through read alouds and very conscious, clear, fluent reading modeling, and explicitly saying what parts you're modeling and have them notice, give feedback, engage them in that process, and help students select appropriate texts for them to practice their fluency. So making sure they're practicing with texts that are at their independent reading level or instructional reading level if you're providing a lot of support with the vocabulary. And then give them time to practice. Students need to practice reading text with support, do timed readings, so this is good for them too. They can chart their own progress. If they're timing themselves reading for 1 minute, they can even make a chart of the progress of how many words they're reading per minute and self-monitor that way. But any sort of repeated readings, even if they're not timing themselves, to practice that fluency and practice that pace. Reader's theater is a great strategy because it's one of the few strategies that focuses also on the prosody or expression part, because they're actually reading a play over and over again, right? They're getting assigned a part, and then they have to practice reading that part and then actually perform it. So they can't sound like a robot. They have to actually perform with expression. So Reader's theater is a great strategy for that. And then we want to offer feedback, discussing progress for their fluency with them openly and hearing from them what they think and giving them direct feedback on how to improve. If students are really struggling with accuracy, we want to make sure we're supporting them by pre-teaching vocabulary before they're practicing that fluency piece. They can practice the accurate pronunciation of the words through echo reading and choral reading, and then saying them over and over again through those repeated readings. Target phonics instruction or sight word instruction as needed. So by assessing them, you can tell if you see patterns in the mistakes that they're making, especially if you give them like the oral fluency assessment. You can look at the miscue analysis and really see what patterns of miscues are they making, and then provide focused intervention on those. And then Reader's theater, right? They're saying the words over and over again, performing it, so accuracy is practiced there. If rate is the issue, if they're just reading too slowly, then you're just going to want to do the timed repeated readings, really, or just repeated readings in general. So partner reading, choral reading, any type of repeated reading where they're reading aloud, not silently. Okay, so this can be whisper reading or Reader's theater as well. And if prosody is the issue, so if they're just reading without any expression, they sound like a robot, we do want to adjust this, because if they're not reading with expression, we know that this is going to affect their comprehension. So we want to provide instruction of punctuation in text, so let them know exactly what punctuation means and how that affects what they're reading. Reader's theater, because it has that performance piece. Choral reading, because they're reading with you, practicing the intonations and the expression that you were making as the teacher. Lots of teacher modeling, right? So keep doing the read alouds, phrase cued reading, echo reading, and building students' background knowledge and familiarity with the complex, especially with their complex academic language, so they can really connect the meaning and know how to correctly read with the proper prosody.
We hope you found this free Teachers Test Prep sample video helpful. For more videos like this one covering all the subject matter and strategy you need to pass your exam, visit us today at www.teacherstestprep.com.